Hey guys, it's Rachel, and today I'm just going to flow in the topic, the importance of light in soul health. So, in general, I'm just going to talk about health of the soul and how we get light into our lives practically. Um, so, for me, light has been other people, is how it has come. Like, kind of triangulating, having discussions with others has begun to open up um, just how I see myself, but not only that, just it lights up my soul to connect with other people and has helped me to like see my current state basically um of what's going on in me, and also to kind of get freedom from things that aren't so good. uh yeah, in some way or another, as I like interact with others, that and maybe like sometimes it's people who have a healthier soul than me in a certain area, but it's not always that. It's just the more I get in the flow of like the way God created my soul to operate, um, doing things that are in the flow for me, I start to kind of see the window of my soul and like how it's doing. And yeah, that's been very good for me. In a sense, like that doesn't always feel good to have light shined on my soul. Like it can be kind of comforting or familiar to not have to see certain things about myself. Um and it's easier to live in our self concepts in the way I see myself. Um yeah, the way I've processed things and have nothing else to really um challenge those perspectives. That can be very comfortable. Therefore, it can be uncomfortable to like uh, not always be like in total control, and um, yeah, to begin to see that the way I've been living maybe isn't the best for me in some way. And but yeah, that's kind of how light has helped me a lot, and it's come through like life situations, living just more involved with people. Like I'm an Uber driver, like Monday through Friday. That's what I do full time. And Uber and Lyft. I do both. But yeah, it's been pretty cool cuz I get to see my heart and how it reacts to different situations, different people, and yeah, I can kind of notice areas where I'm walled off, where I'm closed or overly controlled in some way. And I get the opportunity to reassess those areas of my heart. And um, in terms of like the Enneagram, I notice whenever like people do things for me or they help me, it can make me feel like uncomfortable. I can then see like a wall there that I've had as a type two. I see that. And I'm just at this point where I'm trusting the process, like as I encounter different situations and I see myself, since I'm welcoming light and I want to be more self aware. Um, I notice like what is beneficial to bring into my life and not like to control certain things out of my life, like I have been consciously or unconsciously doing most of my life. So yeah, so light is incredibly important for change, for movement, for development, for growth. And yeah, as an ESTP, um, light can show up like seeing a way that I've been living that's incongruent with my functions, that's not in flow with the way I'm wired. I lived very like self-contained in a lot of ways, that I feel like I wasn't allowing myself to get the life experience that actually makes like an ESTP happy, like living with a certain level of novelty and just enjoyment in the moment, and um, sharing thoughts and uh, yeah, just that like play energy that I have in a sense. My animals in objective personality is consume, play, blast, sleep. Um, so yeah, I'm just navigating like what a good flow is for me. Like I like storytelling, I like sharing my journey, I like teaching through my journey, and I think that kind of fits my flow as like a consume, play, then blast sort of person. Like I teach by telling my story in a sense, because I feel like that's really real. That's very like um, it's actual life experiences that I can extract lessons from. That it's not just like fluff in a sense. So yeah, that does fit me pretty well. And yeah, like being on camera, YouTube, stuff like this is really in the flow for me. And yeah, so I just want to continue to share and just flow with you guys what comes natural to me in the content here on the channel. Um, so yeah, the topic in a sense, I just want to talk about soul health and not just light, but I think they do go hand in hand. I've seen. Um, but yeah, the topic of soul health. Number one, it's very important to understand yourself. Like when you get what normal is for you, you can see what your tendencies are, and you can wake up from the negatives of it. You can um, see what progress actually looks like for your type, and begin to welcome those good experiences into your life that will help you grow and develop. Um, so yeah, that's been kind of a hard journey, like to continue to live very like authentic to that journey and to share along the way. Um, I've gone through just a lot of uh, purging, detoxing on a soul level related to my voice, related to speaking. Literally lost my voice for like a week. And I could tell it was very just soul related, like this area, just like opening up more. And uh, yeah, I'm like a week on the other side, on the other side of it. And I do feel like a stronger desire to share just what I carry around soul health. Like I would say this is like my primary like kind of calling. I feel like health related topics like soul health, body health, spiritual health, uh, and I'm walking it out myself too. So I want to share that as I'm progressing, I guess. And but yeah, the biggest thing about soul health is quality of life. Uh, the more my walls come down, the more I'm receiving the things that my heart actually needs. And then I'm able to live at like a deeper place of rest and peace at all times. And knowing that I'm worthy to receive um, love, um, provision, friendship, connection, purpose, meaning into my life. Uh, a lot of different things. It's, uh, yeah, the more I've begun to acknowledge the things that matter to me, the more I'm enjoying my life. Um, and for the longest, I felt that I needed other people to really validate what's in me in order for me to share it. And yeah, I struggled with not having enough inner passion, purpose beyond reactions, beyond affirmation of others. I am very grateful. Like God has given me people in my life that do genuinely affirm and support who I am and what I'm doing and where I'm going and what I carry. And that has significantly helped me. Like I do believe I've needed that And I'm grateful I have that. And that's something I'm still like opening up to receive more and not like perform to have that and just to actually receive it, you know? But yeah, I just know how much my life has changed day by day over the last like few years, as I've begun to open up and let more people in my life, let more light in my life, begin to like verbalize, vocalize the things that I can't shake, the things that like typology, like all of this. Like I've been studying Myers Briggs since I was probably like 17 years old or so. And I'm 28 right now. So, yeah, a very long time. And the Enneagram and then objective personality and just the significance of all of this. In a sense, when you look at these three personality systems, they are a bit of like just an observation about people. And on that level, I really enjoyed just being able to put into words certain observations that I've had about just people, just humanity, how we function and stuff. But then getting a bit deeper into like the actual work that's in my heart to do within this space, it's so centered on health, health and self love and self understanding. And I don't have the full picture starting out of like the whole I guess the fullness of this work, but like as I do it more and more, I'm beginning to see like this purpose that is in this area for me of what Typology Corner is. And yeah, I'm always learning. I'm listening to audiobooks a lot, and I want to create a space within this channel that I just continue to process and flow as a person who has great interest in all of these topics, but also just to start thought-provoking conversations, discussions, and yeah, just encourage other people in their own unique journey of who they are, how they're wired, what their gifts are. And yeah, I want to provide support and a space to dialogue around these sorts of issues. And yeah, just for people to grow together. That's genuinely my heart in all that I do. And a lot is being opened up in me to do this type of work, to stay true to this conversation and to create a space for it. So, a couple things about me, like I've said, I'm an ESTP. My full OP type is double masculine ESTP, SETI, and my animals is consume, play, blast, sleep. And then in the Enneagram, I am a 2-wing 3, a self-preservation social type. And in the zodiac, I am a Sagittarius. My birthday is December 12th. And that's something I've been getting into and seeing the significance of that as well, that there's a level of health within the zodiac as well, because something my husband talks about that it's really cool, that essentially when you're born, your very first impartation comes from the season of time that you're born in. Like the cycles of times and seasons are very, very real. And in a sense, like we're given that first impartation by entering the world, entering Earth under that sign of time. And so that's something else I see that is a facet of who I am. And also, as we grow and rise above like living under time, but having dominion over time, it's not so much a limitation, but a starting point, that there is room for kind of accessing all that is in time and not just the time that you were born in. But yeah, so that's something that I'm exploring. I don't know a lot about it. I know I've read a lot, like, or watched videos on just the traits of different types. And Sagittarius absolutely is very like true to the journey I've walked. I can see that those attributes about myself too. Um, but yeah, so I just see all of this as forms of like turning the light on. When the light's on, you can see yourself a lot more. And these are all attributes of our soul, of our, um, it's like an imprint. The like when I look at the zodiac, it's kind of like an imprint on your soul. It's a bit of a like an impartation that you live in. And then the actual like the MBTI is like the makeup of your cognitive processes and wiring, and just how you make decisions, how you um what information you're most attuned to and relying on. And then the Enneagram is like the lens on your soul, the quality of your soul. It's the health of the soul, of the heart. It's like heart patterns, heart journeys that we're all on, that we're living out, and there's giftings and all of that. And then as we begin to, you know, find a place of rest in truth in that area that each type within the Enneagram specifically needs, we begin to live in rest, and we wake up from a sleeping sort of zombie state of just walking out coping strategies and patterns that we begin to really live to our fullest potential as divine beings, and not just in the brokenness of humanity. So, in that journey of healing and deliverance, we live out the fullness of our bent, of our makeup, of nurture that we're made in. That nature, it's like healing from the nature side. Sorry, I said that wrong. Um, that we are just the nature, but healing from the nurture of just what life has taught us. Um, we begin to be our best selves, our, thrive in all the fullness of what we're actually here to do. Uh, yeah. So it's very easy to live just as we are. Like, it doesn't take any effort to just live the way we are and all the imprints that's happened on our soul. But as we begin to like clean up these areas, receive light, receive truth into our life, we come back to life. We wake up. Um, and yeah, so that's a very unique journey for each and every person. And my goal and my heart is just to really be very in touch with every state that we can be in. Like every makeup, like each of the 16 core Myers-Briggs personalities are so diverse and different. And that's just innate to who you are. And then within that, there's getting balance. And what does that look like for all the types? That's something I want to continue to study and understand and observe, and to be able to coach well the design of a person, and help each person that I work with to be just fully synchronized and in alignment with what destiny looks like for the each individual, to the way that they're created, and to not have to conform or fit the mold of any other expectation put on by the self or by others. Like, what does a free flow look like for each person? It's very specific to the Myers-Briggs type. What life would be fulfilling for you. And yeah, and then in the realm of the Enneagram, of just being healthy within the type, it's like identifying the journey that you've been on, and you can see the type that you are, what your core fear is, what your core desire, your core weakness, and the core longing of your heart, like what's going on, and finding peace and rest and healing and truth to live from in that area, that begins to clean the window of your heart, the window of your soul. Um, yeah, that it's super clear, it's crystal clear that the lens that's on the camera that you are isn't adding any fog or discolorations to the life that you live. And yeah, so Yeah, it's incredibly important to understand what you bring to the world around you so that you can live in the fullness of that, to live in the flow of what that's like. And yeah, just to live out your purpose, you know. And for me, I'm navigating that. Like, what does that look like in rest? What does that look like um, in just being able to be, not to do, but to be? And that um, that's something like when it comes to this type of work, I realize like this is actually a state of my being, that it's not a doing. It's literally it's in me to do this work. It's in my heart. Um, to help people in this area. And I realized like this is something that hasn't gone away, um, no matter how much I tried to bury it. And yeah, so I it's in my heart to help other people navigate what that is for them. Every person has their own niche area of life, and um my calling is to help other people walk in their calling. Like that's what I do. Like to help other people love and know themselves and flow um effortlessly and thrive in what they are. Like that's at the core of who I am, to do that. Um so yeah, I'm going to continue to just flow and title these videos whatever kind of fits it, and keep moving into different topics. And one thing I'm growing in being such a high consumer, I sometimes will like hesitate to blast because I'm thinking like, oh, if I teach, but I see the holes in what I'm teaching, I need to go learn more. So in that way, I just want to like, I just release myself that like, I really just want to process and flow with the things that I'm learning, the observations that I'm having, and to share that. And yeah, I'm not perfect. What I know so far is what I can give, and I'm always learning and growing and developing. So, um, yeah, I want to be more true to blast more often. And if you don't know these terms, look up the video on my channel about OPS basics, the animals, and yeah, these are actions you do with your function. So blasting is basically like taking known information and teaching with it. Consuming is taking in new information for the self. So I'm much more inclined to like consume than to teach. But like I really thoroughly enjoy it, and I know it's health for me to do this more often and not just what comes so easy to me, um, or what's a comfort zone, I would say. So um, so yeah, the conversation of soul health, that's what this channel is all about. That's the core of Typology Corner. Understanding your type, seeing yourself better, letting light in your life more. And one way to do that, you're welcome to book a session with me. I do typing sessions in Myers-Briggs, the Enneagram, and then I offer Enneagram specific coaching, guiding people through 5 sessions of understanding their type after being typed, and processing and beginning to um, just work through some things and to see yourself more step by step. And then I offer life coaching. So life coaching is really whatever you need it to be. If it's specific goals you're wanting to hit, things you're wanting to overcome, we can outline in a coaching plan what it is that you'd like to achieve, and we can begin dialoguing around that. And my coaching style is very much like listening, getting to know you, and as things come up, working through things with you and giving you advice on ways to overcome and to change, and just to see things from another perspective. So yeah, I lead with clarity, wisdom, yeah, getting a clear insight in what's going on, and then giving you a plan of action of something that can change the situation in your life or just how you see yourself. Yeah, so I really just love coaching, like really getting to know you, getting to know your journey, your story, um, and to share what I can see along the way, um, as we, communicate and get to know each other more. So, but yeah, so just know that that's available to you on typologycorner.com. You can book a free consultation, and that's just a time to really um, lay out what it is that you're wanting to accomplish, and really lock in a plan that works for you. And yeah, just a free moment to um, get set up what it is that you're wanting to get out of coaching. So yeah. Um, Also, I have a Patreon community. This is $7 a month, and I have a Discord community that, for all people that become a patron, they'll have access to that. And I host a monthly like call where we just get to talk through things, and also, it's just a place to chat with other people who are into soul health, understanding themselves, Myers Briggs, Enneagram, just anything around those topics, just to discuss those all throughout the week. And the Patreon is geared around more personal content. Like, as you have questions in the community, I'll be making content that's more tailored towards what it is that's on y'all's mind as the patrons. So yeah, that's a developing community right now that you're welcome to join. The links for all of this is in the description below. And yeah, guys, thank you again for watching. I really appreciate your time on the channel. Subscribe for future content. And if you got value out of this video, going ahead and give me a thumbs up. Going ahead and like the video. And if you have any topics or anything you'd like for me to talk about, feel free to leave a comment below. And I'd love to just hear your feedback and see things that would be of value to you guys. And I'd love to talk about those things more. So, all right, guys, that's it for this video. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see y'all on the next one.